There are so many iPhone filmmaking accessories out there that it's gotten to a point where it's pretty easy to get overwhelmed with the amount of choices that there are. As someone who, for the better part of the last year, has been making their short films exclusively on iPhone, today I wanted to share with you the exact accessories that I use and rely on all the time throughout all of these productions. And for me, it's not just about getting all of these accessories to put onto your iPhone to make it look bigger and more professional just for the sake of it. No, it's really about two main things. And that is getting the best image quality out of your iPhone as possible and making it incredibly easy to use as a cinema camera. Most importantly, these accessories that I rely on all the time are really about to try and enrich your iPhone filmmaking experience. Ultimately, it is a smartphone that has an incredible camera built into it, so it's about adapting this phone and this technology into a way that makes it really easy for you to go out there and shoot your short films and whatever other projects you might want to shoot on your iPhone. There are also chapter markers below. I love a lot of different iPhone filmmaking gear and accessories, so I've categorized them into different areas. So if you're looking for something in particular, just go down there and have a look. All right, so let's start off with some of the essentials. These are things that if you're only going to get a couple of items or accessories for your iPhone for filmmaking, this is it. To start off with, my favorite iPhone case, and that is the Freewell iPhone 17 Pro/Pro Max case. The reason why I love it so much is because it does two things. Number one, obviously, it is a case and attaches to your phone. It's not necessarily the most beautiful looking case, but functionally, it is the best one that I've used. And that is because we have a 17mm thread mount, which means that you can attach any 17mm iPhone lens. That includes all of Freewell's lenses, or at least most of them, all of Sandmark's lenses, as well as some newer lenses as well too. The other reason why I functionally love this case is not just because of the attachment for the lenses, but when I'm not using a lens and I need to use what is arguably the most important accessory on your iPhone for filmmaking, and that is an ND filter, is that when you pair it with Freewell's magnetic ND and CPL combined filter, there's a magnetic attachment plate that goes just like that. So when I don't want to use a lens and I just want a really simple, nice and easy to kind of use filmmaking setup, and just like that, you're pretty much really easy to go. And I've had my experience with a lot of different ND filter setups where you need clamps, other cases, screw-on things. This one just works the best. The fact that you get the flexibility of both is really, really, really good. So the first budget accessory I have to recommend are these Manfrotto universal smartphone mounts. I have like 3, 4, or 5 of them. I pretty much put them anywhere. They're just simple clamp mounts like this, so they extend open and close, and they have a 1/4" thread mount on the bottom as well on the side of the actual clamp. I put them on my tripods, a lot of other different accessories that I need to mount my phone anywhere to. It's just really helpful to have a few of them around. I think they're like $20 or so, and they're really, really strong and stable. And the clamp force is very, very strong. I've had this one for years now, and it's built very well. All right, now moving on to another budget item, and this one is a little bit rogue. It is a Whoosh cleaning bottle. Well, really, it's any kind of cleaning bottle. But the reason why this is so important is because when you are using your iPhone as a camera for filmmaking or anything like that, the biggest thing is that quite often you're pulling it in and out of your pocket. It's, you're touching it with your hands and everything. It's not like your traditional camera setup where your camera, you would never actually go and touch the lens with your grubby fingers and all that type of stuff. You'd want to make sure everything's nice and clean. Well, because you use your iPhone all the time, one of the biggest reasons that people find that their iPhone camera quality isn't as good is because the lens or the front screen is all gunky. I got this Whoosh cleaning bottle specifically. It comes with a cleaning cloth, a bottle. I keep it with me all the time and always clean my lens before a shoot. Often I'll do it throughout the set as well, just because things do get a little bit dirty. And the next category of products is really just one product on its own, and that is my iPad. Now, I have an M5 iPad Pro. It doesn't necessarily have to be an iPad Pro. It could be any iPad. In fact, the iPad mini is a great option for this. And that's because I love being able to use the iPad as a third-party monitoring device. Now, one of the most important features that I use all the time is the rack focus feature inside the Blackmagic camera app. And rather than actually touching the iPhone screen, which would essentially shake the iPhone, using the iPad to do that is really, really helpful as well. So beyond all the monitoring and camera control, I also love to use the iPad on set for looking at and referencing scripts, storyboards, notes, different costume design. So when Paperlike offered to sponsor this video, I was really keen to give it a try out because I wanted to get that paper feel of writing on my notebook, but also the convenience of my iPad as well. It adds the resistance and control you want when sketching or handwriting without affecting the display. The blacks on the screen stay really clean, the colors stay accurate, and you avoid that hazy look that comes from a a lot of other matte protectors, which is especially something that I don't want when I'm still using my iPad to monitor my video or my short films and other productions. And with the new Paperlike 3 as well, it uses their upgraded nano dot surface, which improves pencil accuracy, reduces glare, and keeps the image sharp while still giving you that familiar paper style texture feeling. It also avoids chewing through Apple Pencil tips the way other rougher matte protectors can do. The installation is also really straightforward. The 4-layer application sheet keeps alignment really simple. It's designed to stay dust free, and the multi-purpose helper tool takes all the guesswork out of it as well. But there are also 2 in the pack, so if you need a spare, it's there for you just in case. So if you rely on your iPad like me for brainstorming your film ideas, storyboarding, or just general writing, this makes the whole experience so much more controlled and natural. I'll leave a link in the description below if you wanted to check them out. Alright, so now my favorite iPhone accessories, and those are lenses. I love attaching external lenses to my iPhone because it enables me to use the main sensor of the iPhone, which is the best quality sensor. So starting off with my most used lenses, and these are the ones from Sandmark. The most used lens that I use of all time is the Sandmark telephoto lens. It is really optically the perfect lens. I find no flaws with it. I've used it on tons of my projects. It's nice, small, lightweight, and nimble, and it's really great for travel. I also love using the macro lens, the 100mm macro. This has a really short focus distance, so it's really only designed to be used in macro mode, but some of the shots that I've gotten out of this are my absolute favorites. And of course, when I want to get an ultra wide frame, I'll also use the 18mm wide. So some of my other favorite Sandmark lenses include the Tetra Prism lens. This is like an awesome telephoto lens that you can attach either on the main wide or the telephoto lens of the camera. And lastly, but not least, one I've probably used the least, and also probably the most ridiculous looking lens, as you can see by the absolute sheer size of this case, is the 10 times, and this deserves its own moment. Look at this thing. The 10 times optical zoom telephoto lens, which this is more suited for photos, I would say, rather than video, just because you do get a lot of camera shake and motion blur when you are using it in that. Only slight downside with the Sandmark lenses is the fact that there is a little bit of vignetting in open gate mode when you are using an ND filter. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But all of my short films, especially Trolley Problem and Unsaved, were shot on the Sandmark lenses. Outside of the Sandmark lenses, there are 2 other main lenses that I love to use all the time. I use them on Sweet Decision as well as this close, and that is the telephoto freewell lens. I love being able to use the 40mm as it's not quite as long as the 58 on the Sandmark, but it's not also too wide, I guess. It's a really great focal length. It's a lot bigger versus the Sandmark lens, but most importantly is that because it is a lot bigger, the front diameter of the lens enables me to put on ND filters and use the iPhone in open gate mode without having any vignetting. I have discovered this new lens, which comes in this huge case, and that is the newer 85mm lens, and this thing is just comically huge. You cannot use this for travel. It has the same size lens filter thread mount, 72mm, which is the same as my Sigma 18-35 that I use on my Ursa camera, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But again, having a 17mm mount on the back and being able to shoot at 85mm is a really cool portrait looking lens that I love to use in Sweet Decisions. All right, so let's get all these lenses out of here and look at storage. There are only 2 storage options that I recommend when you are shooting on your iPhone and you need external storage. For me, I need it if I want to shoot in ProRes OpenGate. Number 1, the Planck SSD. It's small, nimble, you can get up to 1 or 2 terabyte options. It just plugs in onto the base of the iPhone here, and it comes with a few other accessories as well. It's the most streamlined storage option that I've found, and it also supports all the different recording formats, and it has really nice fast read and write speeds. Now this is great if you don't need to plug anything else into your iPhone, but if you need to plug in external power, batteries, microphones, or anything, this is my second option that I can recommend. And that is the Lexar Go SSD with the hub. So what this enables you to do is easily be able to plug the hub device on the back, which has and frees up 2 extra USB-C ports. And then you can plug in your storage device on the back. Now it's a little bit more bulkier and a little bit more finicky. I've had a video where I've showed my travel setup when I was using this specifically, but if you do need extra ports, that is the options. Okay, so when it comes to rigging, there are a couple different options that I do use when I want to be able to actually add some more accessories onto my iPhone. And these are 2 different options from SmallRig. One is their universal smart foam cage, where essentially it just has a clamp mechanism in the middle. I'll put the iPhone in just like this. And there you go. It has a few different cold shoe mounts on the top if you needed to add things like a battery, microphone, or anything like that. It's got tons of different 1/4" threads mounts here as well. My favorite thing about this cage specifically is being able to attach these quick handles to the phone just like that. And there's some points on the right and left hand side, or I can attach the handle on the top. And the other great thing about this whole setup is that there is a little remote trigger on the top of the actual handle here, which you can remove, take off, put anywhere on another cold shoe device, and you can record and go from there. Now, that's a great option. However, if I do want something a little bit more secure and I don't, like, let's say if I'm attaching it onto a car, for example, is pretty much the exact same setup but from SmallRig, but it's designed specifically for the iPhone 17 Pro. Essentially, there are two components to it, the actual cage itself and this silicon bumper case, but the iPhone goes into the case, and there you have your iPhone cage setup. And lastly but not least, I wanted to share a couple of different small tripod options that I use as well as my main tripod. Number one is this tabletop tripod from Manfrotto. It's an oldie but a goodie. Essentially, I put my smartphone clamp on there. Whenever I want to get tabletop kind of shots with the macro lens, for example, I use this all the time. Another tripod option that is a little bit more MagSafe enabled, I guess, is this one from Freewell. It's actually kind of really stable for what it is, but that's just one magnetic option that I do like to use. And my final tripod that I use for all of my shorts, again, not iPhone specific, but that is my YC Onion Pinata Peak tripod. It's built for all my cinema cameras and stuff, but it's the tripod that you see in all of the behind the scenes videos. And that is pretty much it. Those are all of the accessories that I use across all of my productions on my iPhone short films. If you have any questions about any of the products in particular, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Have a wonderful day out there, stay safe, and of course, do take care.